Radio on X. Follow at my idiot savant. Only on Grok Radio.
Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Throw some hands up or something if you can hear me. Just want to make sure I'm completely audible. Can everybody hear me? Any reacts? Thumbs up. Let's see. I'm not sure I was able to be heard just now, so I think we're good to go. I just switched out headphones. All right, guys, welcome in, welcome in. It's like a little bit of a last minute spaces, so we're gonna have to do the best we can to get the word out as much as we can. Um, if you could press the purple pill in the bottom right corner and give the space a repost right now. There are about 35 people in here. We've got about 6 reposts. So if the rest of everyone else in here can just repost the room, that'll be good. That'll definitely help get more folks trickling in. Much appreciated. 1 second. All right. Yeah. So if we can just get as many people as we can to repost the room, that's going to help get the numbers up in here, guys. Welcome in. Everyone's been following today. What's been going on? Lots of heat. Why are we Grok meme coin community concerned about what's happening with OpenAI and Apple partnership? Well, there's a lot of implications here in respect to AI read write permissions, etc. on phones. This goes back, plays strongly into the narrative of the OpenAI ChatGPT versus Grok. Right? People are talking about Grok phones, guys. This is huge. This is huge when we're talking about the attention economy that Grok can grab. So it's going to be a pretty cool spaces. We're going to touch on all elements of why it's an issue that OpenAI has this partnership with Apple. We're going to talk about what it means for Elon, for XAI, for Grok, and we're going to do our best to get that narrative out there, continue to meme the entire experience, and just get as many people in here as we can. So everyone repost the room. We're going to get started in a little bit. I might as well just play a little bit of tunes as we get things going. We'll get started in a few minutes. All right, all right, all right. Welcome in, guys. Looks like we got a decent amount. Let's see, yes. Yep, okay, we're good to go. So we got a decent amount of folks in here now. So welcome in, welcome in. Those of you guys who did not see, I know um, Asia, Australia, just waking up, so a lot transpired while you guys were asleep. The Grok DeFi community, we were on top of it. Again, we're Grok, DeFi, meme coin, no affiliation to Elon Musk, XAI, GrokAI, etc., Tesla. Um, and we've been around for about 7 months, capturing perfectly this debate of woke and closed AI versus, um, you know, what is AI on the side of humanity, which is Grok, right? And why do we care about these things? We care about these things because if AI is supposed to understand us greater than we understand ourselves, we want to know what it knows, how it knows it, right? And we want to have agency over our ability to give up information to these types of pieces of tech. Because if people have ethical concerns about AI trying to destroy humanity, we need to know what's underneath the hood, right? So this is most things in the realm of AI is going to be relevant for our meme token community because our job really is to rally around the narrative that is on the side of transparency, that is on the side of humanity, and memify that entire experience. So when the news comes out today, a lot of people were frustrated. So let me get this pinned up here in the Jumbotron area. So about 3 hours ago, it was breaking news. Apple announces their partnership with OpenAI. Elon Musk immediately is upset. He's upset on behalf of all of us, really, because what he's representing is our fight and our strive for, um, again, having agency over where our data is going and who has access to it, and all the things of that nature. So he says that he's super upset. He calls it spyware. I tend to agree. And then he said that he may launch a phone with Grok integrated. That is as breaking news as it gets. That is as breaking news as it gets in the space that we are in. So, really big deal for us to have captured that today and to have heard that. Of course, we don't like this idea of AI integrated into Apple products, and not such as any AI. It's closed in woke GPT. Now, why is this significant? This is significant because, as you recall, a few weeks ago, it was breaking news. OpenAI had asked Scarlett Johansson for permission to use her voice for their AI tools. And what ends up happening is she says no. They said, okay, no problem. And they went behind her back, cloned her voice, and used it anyway. So this is not trustworthy and or ethical business practices. Even when a person refuses to allow an entity to use their information, they just used it and cloned it anyway. So now the question becomes, getting a call. So now the question becomes, if they're willing to do that with information that you've said explicitly you can't have that, what happens when ChatGPT or OpenAI has built software, AI software for Apple's phones? What other information are they going to take from you without your permission? This is a big deal, especially when we're talking about what AI has the capabilities to do. Our phones hold so much information about us. In some cases, biometric data and biometric information. So, we already know that Sam Altman launched a coin called WorldCoin, where they scanned people's pupils in exchange for like $60 worth of their coin. So they're already trying to get the biometric data off of people. They want everyone's sequence. They want all of people's users' data, all sorts of shit. They're really trying to fuck around with things. So Elon was so frustrated to the point that he said, hey, in fact, if you guys move forward with this, there will be no Apple products used at any of his companies. That's how serious he is about it. He's gonna fucking completely just remove the tech. You're not gonna be spying on us, right? We need somebody other than Elon Musk to be this vocal and this supportive of, of our society. So it's a really big deal what happened today, and we got to make sure that we stay on top of it because the news is developing. The news is developing as we go. Elon is the type of guy where he's just like, you know what, fuck it, I am going to just launch the fucking phone. Now he's been talking about an X phone for like the past year or so. We don't know. People have leaked images, all sorts of shit online about stuff that he's had in prototype. Who knows what he can do? We know that he's put prototypes on the market before. He's put Grok prototype on the market before, right? V1 has been out for like fucking 7 months. We haven't used Grok 2 yet. Still not sure if we got 1.5 access on the standalone application, but this is a really big deal. So sorry, give me just 1 second here. Sorry, I'm just replying to something. All right, so let's take another deep dive here, and let's get into sort of the specifics around um, why this partnership is concerning. So Sorry, fuck. Sorry, sorry, guys. I'm just replying to something. Give me a second. It's important. Um, okay. So again, as we had mentioned, there's some pretty significant stuff. We've seen what OpenAI and that had done previously with Scarlett Johansson's voice. That was pretty fucked up. But there's a lot of other concerns. And again, on the general level, we're talking about data privacy and security. So, Apple previously had been known for, actually being pretty buttoned up in respect to users' data. And so now, if you're getting involved with OpenAI, this is going to sort of damage their branding. I would not be surprised if we started to see Apple stock start to go down as people start to unpack why this is actually a bad partnership and a bad PR situation for Apple. The other challenge here is, even though, especially in the United States of America, we have, capitalism, there are such a things that we have tried to prevent, and those are called monopolies, right? So the question becomes, is a partnership between Apple, who owns 40% of the cell phone market globally or whatever it is, and OpenAI, is that building a monopoly, right? So they're big players in both of their industries, and that's going to create a problem. You're probably going to see some antitrust lawsuits get spun up and things like that, right? So it's super concerning. Now, the question that also has popped up is, Apple is not some fly by night company. They're a major tech company. They have capabilities beyond anyone's measures. They know storage, they know engineering, they know data processing, data governance, all these different fields better than anybody else. Why do they need to partner with OpenAI to get this done? This is something they probably could have built in house, right? So again, this is coming back to, this whole concern around users' data, around what the weird globalists of OpenAI are trying to accomplish. Is this Klaus Schwab, pulling strings in the background? We don't know. Um, Interestingly enough, and I'm not an expert on this, but they also just, booked a partnership with Microsoft, right? So Microsoft is a massive competitor to Apple. So, and they're a big uh, investor, right, into OpenAI. So now the question becomes: is there a conflict of interest, right? What happens when Microsoft gets access to Apple's proprietary information through OpenAI? Because there's going to be data sharing, right? Like, there has to be some sort of conflict of interest here. We've never seen any more egregious announcement ever. That I think in the past, like 6 months to a year, of some sort of partnership announcement that's just really just shaking up the space right now. This just doesn't make any sense. So again, we're coming back to the lack of transparency around OpenAI. We know that they're not open source. The story there was Elon was originally advising. He was a part of OpenAI. They refused to go open source. They went from a nonprofit to for profit. So no one can really trust OpenAI. They don't have a good track record when it comes to these things. So, you don't want these types of associations as the people in the forefront of, the AI and the tech that's going to be changing the world. Um, so, you know, obviously, when we start to look at regulation, I don't really like the word regulation. I don't think that a lot of it belongs in the space right now for AI, but it's largely unregulated. I know the EU passed some regulatory laws not too long ago. And funny enough, XAI and Grok were compliant, and Grok was able to get pushed live. I think they're one of the first AI companies to get to be compliant with the EU laws. So that's really good for Grok. Um, So the problem becomes, because there's not much oversight right now, because there aren't any regulations, do we want Apple and OpenAI coming together, taking user information, taking data and all sorts of shit from people, you know, and pushing aggressively their agenda before there are regulations. I don't think this is good. I don't, again, I'm not calling for regulation. I'm just saying without the regulation without regulation here in this market, in this space, they have all of the way to say, oh, well, we didn't know. Well, there was no law. There was no rule. There was no nothing. And it's always convenient because whenever any of these companies that are supported and backed by the globalists want to get something passed, they'll push out, their strategy, approach, etc. And then all of a sudden, after they make their money and they get their partnerships done and they got all of the collaborations, then the regulations come, right? And they stop everybody else from growing and taking advantage of the same systems that they were taking advantage of. So it's really fucked up. Um, but ultimately, no one was really 100% distrustful of Apple. But now, this has definitely left a pretty sour taste in a lot of people's mouths. Um, and I think moving forward, we're going to be hearing a lot of noise from Elon. I mean, he was fucking pissed today. Matter of fact, everybody right now, definitely go and in the comments, tag Elon, say, hey man, what's up? Like, come through. Like why not? It would be a good idea, for him to get on the spaces, to talk about these things. So I definitely recommend jumping in the comments, quote reposting something, tagging Elon, tagging XAI, tagging some devs. Let's get them in here. It's a very important conversation. I just pinned another funny post in the jumbotron area that Elon did. This was about the terms and conditions. It's uh, a clip from a South Park episode. Watch it when you get the chance. But it was the show was episode was just making fun of the fact that a lot of companies were like, "Oh yeah, the terms and conditions." Meanwhile, obviously, you know, no one's reading that shit. It's a 500-page long terms and conditions, and it's just not realistic for a regular person on the day-to-day level to not only read it but understand it. Some of the stuff is very legalese, requires lawyers to interpret it, and the challenge becomes too, even if you don't agree to these terms and conditions. So, oh, they might have we partnered with, I do an announcement that they partnered with OpenAI, and here's the new terms and conditions. The problem becomes, especially with Apple, if you don't agree to some of the stuff, you can't use it. So it's not like, oh, I decline that, and I can still use my phone and all of its applications are going to function correctly. We know what happens. Apple is notorious when they want to start fucking flicking switches and turning shit off, they will do it. So, this is very problematic, that Tim Cook, they decided to do this today. I also just really love the timing. As we know, Elon said this was about 24 some odd days ago. Elon said, hey, major Grok announcement coming in 39 days. I think they're trying to front run Elon. I think they know that some good bullish Grok stuff is coming. And again, they're trying to front run him and trying to clip any sort of momentum that he's getting. But what they don't realize is, just like in February, don't forget, right? They did the bullshit of releasing Gemini 1.5. Google did this. They did it on the 15th of February, which many speculated was the day that Elon was initially attempting to release Grok 1.5. And everyone was like, oh, Gemini is going to outstage and outperform Grok. And then all of a sudden, Elon just gassed the jets. He started tweeting Grok like a mother. He fucking did everything. I mean, posting the memes, replying to us, all sorts of shit, you know, and yesterday on his stream, he was talking about meme coins. He said he holds a bag of some coin or whatever. And so I'm like, look, if he's gonna go on fucking stream on X while playing video games and talk about this shit, guys, let's gas the fucking jets. You know what I mean? Like we're actually doing something in support of him. We're a meme, of course, but it's something in support directly of his products. Let's get him involved. Let's say, hey man, we got a spaces coming up, da 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 da. It would be great to have you on. That kind of stuff. Like that's the kind of shit that we're going to be doing because we want the world to know that there is a community of 20,000 decentralized meme token holders that understand the narrative clearly. We see these things happening before they happen. We've been talking about this now for 7 months here in our space together, and we want more people participating. We want more people active, more people involved in this community. If you care about DeFi and you care about responsible AI, and you care about getting behind a solid community that's not going to give up, that's going to push, that will further and sharpen narratives and get creative and everything else, like this is the community you got to be a part of. We were on that shit today. We saw it as soon as they announced it, before Elon even replied. As soon as they announced that partnership, we knew, we're like, oh, he's gonna be fucking pissed about this one. And he sure the fuck enough he was. So this is a smart community, people who are ahead of it. Um, they can help you understand like good signals for when some bullish announcements are going to come, that kind of stuff. It helps you be able to better communicate to the people that if you want to get them involved, that kind of stuff. So I really just appreciate what happened. I mean, I couldn't believe how fast we had Grok phone memes pop out today. So many good memes popped out today, the Grok phone memes. That our community made, the actual memes and stuff that we use them in some of our posts. And you don't get that in every community that you're in. That as the news is breaking, we are literally making memes that are relevant to our branding, but also relevant to that subject, and have the potential to get good engagement, and also potential to get like from Elon. And I have a feeling that something big and something strong is coming over the next couple of weeks. Of course, over the next couple of weeks, but over the next couple of days, and maybe even imminently tonight. I mean, excuse me, just getting over a cold. But yeah, when you see, Elon go on that spree that he did today, and the rest of X2, they start, pushing the narrative as well. That something is coming, especially the people that's like in his inner circle that have like maybe some insights to, what's getting released and that kind of stuff. So, um, you know, just keep that in mind, everyone. Uh, Yeah, you got, Doge Designer, the rest of these guys, Michael Dell, big players, talking today about this, why it's significant. You're going to see bigger spaces, again, tag people like Mario Nawfal and that kind of stuff. A lot of these people are going to be capturing this. They're trying to still wrap their heads around it, like what's going on? Why Grok phone? Man, Grok is going to be all encompassing. We told everybody that too from the beginning. We Tesla integration. So that's coming. You're gonna have a Tesla integration. Obviously, there's going to be some Grok component for Optimus whenever Optimus rolls out in the next couple of years, right? Grok's going to be everywhere. And, now I think Elon is seriously considering saying, fuck it, let's do it. Let's launch the phone, right? X is going to be the everything app. Why not have a physical piece of hardware that can also, encompass, the everything app on it? And it would probably be exponentially more secure than some of these other products. So, um, you know, it's still early. Obviously, a lot of this stuff might have been like emotional shit posting. We don't know, but our job is to dive deep. Look for the clues. Get the word out. Get more people who are more savvy than us, who have more skills or maybe more knowledgeable. That kind of stuff. Get them involved. Give them a platform. Let's talk about it, because ultimately, that's what's going to get more attention on our crypto, on our meme token, right? And that's what's super important. But it helps when you have a strong mission. It helps when you have a very strong narrative. And I'm just grateful every each and every day that we come here and do the work that we do. Sometimes we're in the voice chat. Last night we did a very late night voice chat, but we had a great show out for that. Couple hours, it doesn't really matter. Any time of day, whenever it's needed. I told you guys, look, especially once the announcements start coming, the releases start coming, we're gonna pop open spaces. We're gonna invite some key players. We're gonna use the tool. We're gonna play with it as hard as we can. Sounds strange. We're gonna, we're gonna use it as much as we can to its fullest extent. We're gonna make comments about it, that kind of stuff, memify the fuck out of it, and ultimately that's gonna push us to the next level. Um, as always, I know we're just kind of opening up to just talk about the breaking news. There's a lot of breaking news going on here, but anybody is free to request to come up. This is not, anything too crazy. This was a last minute unplanned spaces. Obviously we're just going based off of the breaking news. So everybody's free to sort of raise their hand, request to come up if they want to drop any tidbits about, today's events. If they just want to talk about Grok or talk about whatever, feel free to request. Otherwise, I'm just gonna, continue to look at some of the stuff that we got going on here because there's definitely a lot to cover. I mean, Elon went on a fucking tear, went on a tear today, guys. Let's see. And I think he even just posted something. I'm not sure if it was relevant to our conversation, but we know how he is. He'll get on spaces sometimes, and and he'll just start going off. You know, about some of the stuff that we're even talking about. Like, who knows? He could be listening in anonymously. At this stage, it's clear he knows who we are. He liked a post from the Grok Project account. He's liked over 20 posts from this community. He's replied to me directly on X. Like, he's aware. He's fully aware. Um, if he's holding, it wouldn't surprise me at all. I'm not afraid to say that publicly. Um, you know, um, there's a lot that transpired over the past few weeks that make me incredibly bullish on who I think is holding this token, who's going to be supporting it in the next couple of weeks and months. And I just feel incredibly grateful to be this early on something that's this strong, that will likely be the most obvious meme play in meme token history. Just trying to dissect Elon's recent reply. Yeah, see, now this is a big deal. So Elon's recent reply, he's replying to this guy Matthew Green who does like cryptography or whatever. But basically, he's saying if you're going to do this partnership, a user, anyone that has an Apple product, should be able to opt out entirely from the feature. That is absolutely essential. I agree, and I don't think that's what they want. And even if you can opt out, I don't think that your data is not going to be shared and compromised, and they're not going to be building weird shit with you. If they took fucking Scarlett Johansson's voice and fucking cloned it and are doing weird shit with her voice behind the scenes, what the fuck you think they're going to do with your pictures? God, just imagine all those fucking albums you guys have. All right, if you were ever concerned, imagine all those albums you guys have, of all those random pictures and shit on your phone of stuff you really don't want anyone to see. And they're gonna fucking take those pictures and those videos and they're gonna be making all sorts of sick shit with it. Man, and again, we're concerned about the people who are giving money to OpenAI. There, a lot of them are accused of being pedophiles and all sorts of shit. You got all these, intimate pictures of your kids on your phone and all sorts of shit, man. This can get real weird real fast, man. This is why it's a big fucking deal. This cannot happen, and we need Grok and Elon more than ever now. Zach, what's going on, man? Zach Cop in the building.
What's up, man? What's up? I miss you guys. I
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not catching the Grokcast those days, so I decided to come to this meeting, or as we call it, a space. So, my opinion about what you said, Nuke. I think Apple will never sign that, because don't forget that the second largest users, or like the sales, of Apple is China, and the fourth or the fifth is Russia, and they both don't like OpenAI. Until now, you can't use ChatGPT in Russia or with a Russian number. So I don't think it will be signed because, like, bro, the sales are huge in China. You do that, that's it. That's the end. You know,
Yeah.
China, Korea, especially Korea, since they have Samsung. So I don't know it's gonna work.
And you know what? That this may be, going back to what I was saying. You know, they did this around the time that they probably knew some Grok related shit is going to come out, and they want to front run Elon's news with something bigger, and they want to downplay him or not allow people to get as excited about his announcement. You know,
That
so
could be
yeah,
that definitely what I'm thinking, man.
yeah.
I want to steal the light.
But that's a really good point. Like, how the fuck is that going to work in Russia and China and some other countries who are like, no, we don't want your open AI here. You know, I don't know. I think that's going to get blocked by so many people. Bad move on Tim Cook's part for sure.
Yeah, what would you do? What would you do with a phone that like half of the functionalities don't work? Like it's like it's already now they don't have official iPhone or Apple stores to like shops to repair. Yeah, it's already the sales are already bad in Russia right now, and you come and you do this and you lose China also. China is the second after America, man. The second one. You understand me? So I don't see it. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, absolutely right. I wasn't even thinking about those two particular countries, but yeah, that's going to be very difficult for them to accept. And you know, it can work here because in the U.S., you know, um, unfortunately, a lot of the global powers, the people who control most of the shit in the world, are people that are Americans and that kind of stuff. So you know, they may be able to get it past here, but it's not worth it. They'll take too big of a hit. Um, Worldwide. And I just
Yeah, yes, but look here in Europe, for example, nobody cares. They use Samsung a lot, so nobody cares. But Russia is like America, you know. It's like people use Apple to the extent of I don't know. For example, if you sit with a girl, yeah, on a date, you have more chances if you have an Apple for like iPhone 14, you know, you have more chances than a Samsung or a Xiaomi.
yeah,
So yeah, they love it all. Like I don't know how to explain. Me, I don't care, but they like it. So I don't think a company like Apple would risk so big sales like just for open AI. And like Elon Musk said, why not? They can do their own AI. It's
right,
stupid.
right. It makes no fucking sense, you know. And you know, Apple and Tim Cook, they're being some bad apples right now. You know, that's sorry.
Yeah, the guy needs only 7 trillions to build something. Did
Right,
you hear
they're
him?
fucking raising $7 trillion. Like, I just need 7 trillion, guys.
Yeah,
You know,
just 7 trillion, bro.
it's fucking entire GDP of the
Yeah,
world. You
the
know,
guy the guy thinks he's BlackRock or something.
I have no idea, like why they allowed this fucking guy to be, you know, one of the top people in that field. You know, they used Elon in the beginning. That was all it was. They were like, "Fuck yeah, we got him with Elon," and they used him for his networks and his resources. And once they realized that Elon wasn't with the shit, and he wasn't going to be one of their little, you know, people who were trying to be strange and do fucking weird shit like Sam Bankman does and stuff. You know, their little fucking gaggles and their fucking orgies and weird shit. You know, once they realized like Elon's not about it, they were like, okay, we're done with him. Let's get in.
That that's it. That's
Yeah,
exactly what I wanted to say. Elon is not a pushover, you know.
right.
So they would never accept him like this. But that guy, the one, what's his name? The one with the open AI.
Sam
Forgot his
Altman.
name. Yeah, he looks like it looks like they are like putting him there just because they know that it's a new technology, new things, something can come up and he can fuck it up and he will pay for everything. I think it's
He-
just a front, you know.
yeah. Uh, has to be a front. Like that guy is going to be no, hell no. There's no fucking way he's the big brains behind everything. And you're right, they did it like two or three times because remember they fired him already, right? And then they brought him back like 2 days later. It was like, you know, they've done a lot of shit already. where they've tried to like blame him for stuff and then they brought him back.
He
So
got recycled, man.
yeah, definite recycling. It's fucking
Yeah,
shit.
I think he's a scapegoat for something big. They're gonna throw something on us, and then they will say, "Oh, it's him. He wanted." And you got to believe it because the guy wants 7 trillions to build something. So he needs 7 trillions to build an AI to show us how to make money. Bro, just give me the 7 trillions. Don't show me how to make money.
Right.
That guy is
Ex-
hilarious, man.
They're they're next level, man. I mean, anyone who's like saying, "Oh, give me this money and I'll show you how to do it." Like, that's complete trash, man. So we know that, man. We've been around the block for a while. Crypto and DeFi teaches us so many valuable fucking lessons um, about what's going on in the world. Like it wasn't until like I was like in crypto, like doing the day to day, hour to hour shit, and just seeing how manipulated these fucking markets are, and everything else, that I realized this happens in the real world too. It's the same people fucking shit around, and just the same strange people that just want to do weird stuff. And there's a lot of conspiracies, quote unquote, out there. But the more as time goes on, we keep seeing more and more examples of people who are like the Jeffrey Epsteins of the world. 15 years ago, 20 years ago, they would have called you a conspiracy theorist for saying there's a pedophile island. you know, they're like, oh no, there's no such thing. That sounds like it was made up. And you're a whack job. Yeah, well, we got evidence of all these big world leaders going in and out of that island on his jet, all sorts of shit, fucking 13-year-old girls, all sorts of stuff going on there, right? And the man, hangs himself, and every evidence about who was ever there and what they did gone, So, when we sit here and, all you have to do is pontificate on these things and just think about the fact that a lot of those same players, a lot of those same people, those world powers are putting money into OpenAI. What do you want to support, really? Right? Like, what do you want to support? We have a meme token that is representing, it's the DeFi representation, the memification of AI on the side of humanity, right? This is an easy thing to say. I agree with, right? Like, do you agree with humanity or not? Do you want this to continue? Do you want to be a part of it? Good. Well, fucking join up in this fucking Grok community because we've got legs, right? And we're fucking gonna be pushing this shit as we have, right? And there's so many additional catalysts. I mean, again, the Grok phone piece, you know, who the fuck knows? Maybe he does a little quick prototype just to see. He's got Starlink satellites. This is a guy who's got his own fucking satellites. Imagine the Grok phone could have access in remote jungles. People who already are struggling with internet access. You go on a hike, people go missing. Most people that go missing on hikes die, not because they hurt themselves or they were eaten by a bear. The people who go missing on hikes that die are dying because they have no access to internet, no way to contact people, no way to get back, nothing. So now you could be looking at a Grok phone connected to Starlink satellites. My goodness, and it's got Grok integrated into it. Grok, how do I get out of the forest? How do I get out of the trail? Grok fucking points you out of there. Like, come on, man, just put your
But
fucking thinking cap
how can I fight this bear? Yeah. So
on.
look, look, and he's doing it, bro. The 2 years, like I've been here for last 4 months now. Yeah, because I went to Europe and came back. I'm in North Africa again here. So I have seen 2 or 3 train lights. We call them train lights. The satellites that Elon Musk sends. You know how he sent them, yeah, one after one. They look like a train. So here in Africa, they say train light. You know, I have seen already like 3 of them passing because I'm in North Africa. So they have to come from here. So I have seen it like in my own with my own eyes, and the guy is doing it really, like bringing internet all over the world, man. That's something I respect him for, man.
Yeah, that's awesome to be able to see that. Obviously, if you're not in an area where they might need Starlinks, you don't ever get a chance to see that. So that's pretty cool to be able to have seen those, especially like more than once.
No,
And he's
they were very low, Nuke. You know, I
Yep.
was shocked in this first time, and we had like pictures all over the internet about it. Like so a lot of people didn't understand what was that. You know, they saw something, and especially Nuke, especially on like from the side, the desert side, the Sahara. It's like the air is so pure that you can see anything, like everything.
Shit. That's fucking crazy. Um, yeah, definitely. Sahara's on my list. My post make it bull run places to
You have
go.
to come, man. You have to
Yeah.
come. I discovered that I have well, I knew that I have a rich uncle, but my mom didn't speak with him. I don't know why those parents they fight with the richest. They keep they keep the poor uncles. The poor uncles are okay. They fought only with like the richest guy. So this uncle, I discovered that he has a big hotel in the Sahara. So if you come, I will take you with me, man,
Very
free of
nice.
charge, man.
Everyone's got a rich uncle, and then everyone's got some parent that got into a fight with some sibling, and they don't talk anymore. I'm like, come on,
Bro,
like
this
what the
shit
fuck?
is international, man.
I think it's because we're all in the same. A lot of us are in the same age range, and our parents are probably the same age, and they're all fucking crazy. Baby boomers are just fucking, they're in a different bucket, man. But yeah. So yeah, I mean, so again, everyone's seeing the Starlinks. Grok phones could be a thing. Those things can happen a lot faster than people think. If I knew a guy that went to China, manufactured phones, and he had his phones up and running within like 3 months, and people were buying it, and they shipped a lot of them to the U.S. If you ever go to like these like shitty cell phone stores, sometimes like some random Chinese phone, those things don't take long to make. A lot of the times they're just copying whatever the hell some other cell phone company did, and they're just remaking it, and they're making it compatible with a major carrier. So it doesn't take much. So Elon's already had prototypes. We already know this. So who knows how fast he could press the print button on that. Um, all that I can say is, again, with the Tesla piece, we know that's been tested, that they're testing that can come at any fucking point, right? We know that Grok's going to be put in all these different places. We already saw on the Grok standalone application, they used that square-headed robot, right? Before he was just using the glasses and the slash. Now he's using the square-headed robot. What do you think that means? Where do you think our avatar might pop up at some point? I mean, look at the animations that B Flow is doing. I mean, today he posted one in the chat. Hopefully everyone got a chance to see that. I'm going to pin it here as well. He quote reposted Elon's post, um, and he did a great animation. So obviously, you know, Elon starts to see the talent from this community, the capabilities, the ability. Who knows? It could be a DM away, one DM away from a lot of things changing for Grok. And we don't care. They could use our avatar. They can use whatever they want. Go ahead, put it on your Tesla cars. Put it in the fucking as a voice assistant image. We don't give a fuck. Use it. Go ahead. Put it everywhere. Just tag us maybe. No, I'm joking. You don't got to tag, but you know what I mean. Like they could do whatever they want because we're supporting them, and that would be a huge support for us. So make sure you go show B-Flow some love on his post there. So, but yeah, shout out to all the Grok warriors and warriettes. The Boston Grokettes of the world, and Guava King, Mark, everybody here. It's like literally everyone here is constantly here, constantly positive, whatever else. Um, there's going to be, slow days. Obviously we can't control Keith Gill sinking the market last Friday. It was a horrible fucking YouTube stream he did. But, that was going to be a sell the news event anyway. But that impacts the macro conditions. We got the Fed meeting on Wednesday. But outside of that, we're pretty much all clear now for a good summer. I think we're channeling now at this point. Great fucking support that's being built here between 3600 and 4K ETH. Great support level here that's being created. Same thing for BTC. Great support level. The longer you floor, the harder we soar. Grok itself, our token, has channeled perfectly from from like around 74 mil to 110 mil for 3 months. What's going on, Zach?
Yeah, I just wanted you to see the on the jumbotron. Look who's talking about Tesla, Tesla or X phone. Wall Street Silver, 1 million and a half followers. They're talking about, everybody is talking about it now. The X
It's
phone, Tesla phone.
it,
They are speculating, you know.
it's huge. And regardless if it's Tesla phone or X phone, the whole point is to have it be like ran by Grok. So to have that
Of
Grok
course,
integration, right?
of course.
So that to me is insanely bullish. Like, but yeah, let's do a Tesla phone too. Fuck it, let's do the Tesla phone. Um, do a Tesla phone, an X phone, a Grok. I don't give a fuck. Just put Grok in it. That's it. That's all they need to do. So hopefully, some major cell phone company like a Samsung is smart right now. They're seeing what's going on, and it would be better. As much as I would like an X phone, why not Samsung go ahead and say, "Hey, we'll partner with you, XAI. We'll fucking. I guarantee you, if you're a cell phone carrier, major cell phone company, especially an Android, right? Every Android phone is a competitor to iOS. There is no other iOS. It's just Apple, right? So that's their only uh, products that carry the iOS operating system. They own the lion's share of cell phone people in the world. Yes, Android is still number one, but there's a million different Androids. But a major carrier like Samsung, looking at what's going on right now, trying to compete with Apple, this is the time to do it. Reach out to Elon. These guys got to fucking reach out to Elon now, set up the partnership, and get things going. So, um,
That
who
would be
knows?
huge, man. That would be huge.
Who knows, guys? Um, But yeah, like I said, this was a last minute spaces, whatever. I don't even know when Elon might be talking a little bit more. Will he release some more information? I don't give a fuck. Like if he starts dropping Grok stuff, this we already know what to do. We're gonna fucking fire up the spaces, fire up the memes, fire up the engines, get everybody in here. But as we said, we're trying to do more and more and more, have more and more touch points. At this time of the year, it's time to gas the jets. Hopefully everyone's got a little bit reserved in the tank. When the time comes, just crank the knob a little bit. That's all you need to do. It's a few months out of your life. It's a few months out of your life. I know everybody wants to have a great summer, but the best summer you could have is investing in yourself, right? Investing into something that's actually going to serve you, not just tomorrow, but for in the years to come. So if people make the mistake this summer of saying, I'm just going to take my profits out of crypto and I'm gonna go have fun. I'm gonna go to Ibiza no, don't take a pill in Ibiza. Okay, wait, wait. Everything will be much better next summer, right? Don't fuck up your gains for some temporary fun this summer. I know in Australia and everywhere in the southern hemisphere, it's wintertime. But if you're in Europe, you're in the US, just chill out, guys. Okay, chill out. Summer's here. There'll be more summers. You want to have better summers to come, not just a nice summer. Okay, so shout out to everyone here who also leans into that. But anyways, Zach, you got anything else to say, man? I literally just popped this thing open last minute because like this topic deserved a quick space to cover everything. You're on mute, Zach. All right, I'll take silence as a no. But thanks everyone else for jumping in. Definitely jump back into the TG. Keep your alerts on. Let's stay active. Let's stay positive, and appreciate everyone.
Only on Grok Radio.